Hi everyone, welcome back to my next video. Today we're going to do a review of the Milwaukee M18 Fuel Chainsaw. I'll tell you right now, I love this thing. It's fantastic. Works so much better than I ever would have thought possible. And you are going to buy a chainsaw. I'm going to tell you why I think you might want to give serious thought to the Milwaukee. The first question you ask yourself is, should I buy a gas-powered, a battery-powered, or a 110 corded? I have chosen a battery-powered. Here's the battery for this thing. And I think for Nomads, that's probably the best idea. So why did I buy Milwaukee? Well, because I'm already into the Milwaukee system. And that's your first consideration. If you're into a system, buy into that system. I've got numerous Milwaukee tools, and so it wouldn't make sense for me to start all over on another system. One of the Milwaukee tools that I think is truly exceptional is this water pump. Around off-grid land, kind of homesteading, I'm not really homesteading, but kinda, moving water around is really, really important. I either do rain catchment or I haul water in, and I haul it in on 55-gallon drums, and then I transfer it into my big tank. And a water pump is so important, and this one is amazing. I'll do a review on it later. Won't do it now. But that's one of the reasons I thought I wanted to get the Milwaukee. They make the broadest range of tools of all companies. This is a tool that a plumber would gladly carry in his truck if he's got a flood in the basement, if he's got a hot water heater that's failed and he has to empty it. This makes very fast, quick, easy work. It's also uses the same batteries. So I love that thing. I think Milwaukee has the best breadth of tools for a professional. What are the other choices? Well, for most of us, that's the big four. It's Milwaukee, DeWalt, Makita, or Ryobi. They each have their advantages. They each have their fanboys. I'm a Milwaukee fanboy, but of all of them, I started with Ryobi and have only good things to say about Ryobi. The breadth of their tools is incredible. They make a pump. It's not nearly as good as this pump, but they make a pump. It's a little less expensive, not a whole lot. And so they would meet my needs pretty well. However, they're a great tool for the homeowner, for the typical nomad. Buy Ryobi. The ratio of quality and productivity to price is out of this world on Ryobi. You can't touch it. So if you're just going to be an occasional user of cordless tools, get a Ryobi, no question about it. And they have a pump, and they have the chainsaw. Because I'm into the Milwaukee system, I bought a Milwaukee chainsaw. The others are just as good. I'm not going to tell you the Milwaukee is better than the DeWalt or the Makita, because I think they're all going to do the same job. I can only tell you that I love this Milwaukee, and it does a fantastic job for me. You're going to think, well, a battery chainsaw, that can't work. Well, I'll show you clips of this thing just going through wood like butter. It's amazing how very, very good this is. And you don't have the gas engine. To me, I've owned a Husqvarna gas chainsaw, and incredible chainsaw, but I'd never buy a gas one again, and I'd never carry a gas one in a van. So the reviews on this, so far, I don't have anything negative to say about it. It goes through bar oil pretty quick, and I'm all the time filling it with bar oil. You have to buy bar oil. I bought a gallon because I knew I'd be using a lot of it. And so it does go through bar oil, but man, it cuts through wood just like butter. Just amazing. One of the best things about Milwaukee is because they do make a lot of super powerful tools, they make a lot of high-end big batteries. So with Ryobi, as an example, for a very long time, until just recently, the biggest battery you could buy is a 4-amp battery. That's why Ryobi switched to a 40-volt battery, because their little 4-amp batteries, which was the biggest they had for almost ever, they're just not going to run a chainsaw. They had to go into a newer, bigger battery. What Makita and Milwaukee both did is they let you plug in two of their 18 volt or 20 volt batteries, and so you've got double. That's a really good system. I think that might be better than the Milwaukee. It makes it heavier, but it gives you a lot of power and a lot of runtime. Runtime is the flaw of all of these, although I have not, if I go out and run through two batteries, I'm tired, I'm done. I'm older, and it's a lot of work chainsawing. And if I run through two batteries, I'm done for the day. I'll just do it again the next day. I'm not a professional. I'm not out here running a chainsaw 10 hours a day, and probably only a professional should, because you're gonna get tired, get sloppy, make mistakes, and hurt yourself. So two batteries is all I go through. One of the great things about Milwaukee is they've started making big batteries for high-end professional tools, such as the pump, early on. So they may have a 12 amp. It's easy to find. You can buy it on Amazon. You can buy it at Home Depot, any hardware store. This is an 8 amp. I think this is a perfect battery, good balance of size and weight in the tool. It is a heavy tool. That's a knock on the Milwaukee. I think it's a little heavier than both of the others, DeWalt and Makita. But I'm learning to live with it because I love the tool so much. And I'm into the Milwaukee system. I don't have any choice. I'm not switching for one tool. Neither should you. I'm not suggesting you should. I think overall, over the entire line, I think Milwaukee is the best overall, all of them put together, looked at as a whole. But for the chainsaw, I believe the DeWalt is the better of the three. But I've got the Milwaukee and I'm very, very happy with it. And so I'll show you signs. We'll look at some video of me using the chainsaw and telling you what I love about it and what I don't like about it, and we'll go from there. Okay, let's do that. Protective gear is crucial. The only thing I don't have that I wish I had was Kevlar chaps, and maybe I'll pick some of those up. Well, as you can see, I had this tree was dead down here, and I wanted to be able to get a path through it because our outdoor kitchen's right over here. So my main goal here was to make a path. And as you can see, I've got a really good path here. And of course, if I'm going to cut up firewood, then might as well get a stack of firewood. And that's not a bad stack. The Milwaukee cuts through it really well. I wanted you to see this is a pretty good size chunk of wood that it went through without any problem. We're still on this original 8 amp hour battery. I think I can feel it's getting low, but it's certainly not gone. So let me give you my final thoughts on the Milwaukee chainsaw. Huge thumbs up. All the thumbs up I can give you. I love Milwaukee tools. I think they are the premium brand of cordless tools you can buy. There's such a severe competition between Milwaukee and DeWalt, Makita, those three, and then Ryobi. But Ryobi is a fantastic tool and probably the best choice for most of you. But it is not a professional level tool. This is a professional level tool. A professional would take this out and have this on his job site, whereas most professionals wouldn't be carrying Ryobi. DeWalt, Makita, professional. I mean, lots of professionals carry both of those tools. So any one of them you'd be happy with. I'm into the Milwaukee system. I think overall, when you look at all they offer and the advantages and disadvantages of each individual tool, every so often DeWalt and Milwaukee will be better. But overall, there's no question in my mind that Milwaukee is the best you can buy. And so I went into the Milwaukee system. The chainsaw, it's a little bit heavy. If I had any one real complaint, I would say it's a little heavier than the others. You can go and compare it to the DeWalt and the Makita. It's a little heavier. I think it'll cut every bit as well as any other tool. They're all going to cut in about the same way. It's a little heavier. It's got I think it's got right now has a better selection of big batteries. They have a 12 amp battery, and this is just the 8 amp. And the 12 amp would go even further and provide more power. But it has an outstanding selection of battery sizes, better than most. One thing that it's lacking that I'm not happy about is you have to use a tool to tighten the bar. And so you got to carry the tool around with you. You better not lose it or you're running back to the rig, and that's just time and work and effort wasted. Of course, they all need chain lube, chain oil, and I think that's as good as on this as anything. I mean, it's just right there on top, and you let it go. So those are the pluses and the minuses of them. The big thing is if you're into a system, then stay in that system. There's no point in changing Makita, DeWalt, or this, or even Ryobi. Ryobi makes a very good chainsaw. It's not going to be as good as any of these three. The batteries won't last as long. It won't have as much power. You'll have to change the batteries a whole lot more often, and on and on. So I highly recommend the Milwaukee. It's been absolutely, totally reliable. It's cut everything I want to cut. It's cut it fast. You saw I got this path cut through here. I've got a stack of firewood in place, and so I'm just extremely, extremely happy with the Milwaukee chainsaw. Highly recommended. If you have the space and you camp so much in the forest, you want to be able to knock down trees, this is it. Or if you own a piece of land and you want to put in firewood, then this is it. Really, really highly recommend the Milwaukee chainsaw. Okay, I hope you got something out of this video. If you did, like us on YouTube, subscribe to the channel, hit that thumbs up button, and I'll be grateful if you will. Okay, thanks a lot. Bye.